Good morning to all. Today we are going to learn a third prose of 12th standard in celebration of being alive. Written by Dr. Christian Bennett. Okay. Before entering to the topic, let us have an author introduction. Christian Neethling Bennett was born in the rural South Africa in 1922. He was born in the South Africa in 1922 to the poor parents as their fourth child. He was born as a fourth child and he born to the poor parent. He evinced a great interest in the academic and was determined to pursue medicine. After losing of his brother to the cardiac alignment, he won many scholarships and pursued his higher studies specializing in cardiac surgery. So, he had lost his brother of some problem in his cardiac, in the heart. So, he have a great ambition of doing medicine, pursuing medicine. So, at the end what happened, he had determined and he got a scholarship and he became a cardiac specialist. As a cardiac surgeon, Bennett focused on the conventional and the complicated cardiac functions for which there were no cure at all that time. So, during his time, he was very challenging and he had cured the thing which was not cured at the time. So, he was specialized. After experiencing with the heart transplantation on the animals, he performed the world first human to human heart transplantation in the year 1964. So, at the year of 1964, he was successfully transplanted. At the first, he was transplanted the heart to the animal to animal. Later, he had successfully transplanted to the human to human. He is a first man. We have proudly we have to think of him, which are being adapted till date. The Bennett has penned 14 books and 235 scientific articles that has been published in repenned journals. Some of his books are, he had written 14 books and 235 scientific articles was written, and some of his books are One Life, 50 Ways to Healthy Heart, The Best Medicine, The Faith. The pioneer in the cardiac surgery, he obtained the doctorate medicine from the University of Cape Town. This was followed by 11 honorary doctorates. He had got 11 doctorates bestowed upon him by the university, and all over the world he has received 36 international awards. In the last year, he published the Christian Bennett Foundation to serve and promote the cause of underprivileged children throughout the world, and he died at the age of 76 in the year 2001. So, see how nice he was and how great man. Okay, let us see what he had described in this prose in celebrating of being alive. Okay. We all know that, now we come to know that Dr. Christian Bennett was the first doctor to perform the heart transplant surgery. Here we have an extract of his speech. So, they had given a small extract from his speech wherein he narrated an experience which has changed his perspective of life together, which had changed his whole life. Let us find out what led him to such a dramatic transplantation. So, let us see what makes him to have such a dramatic transformation, what makes him to change his life. Let us see what they had given. In this lesson, it is a small extract of his speech. They had given nearly 13 points. It describes how his life has totally changed. More and more, as I near the end of my career as a heart surgeon, my thought had turned to the consideration of why people could suffer. Suffering seems to so cruelty prevalent in the world today. So, more and more he is thinking one thing, I nearly end of my career as a heart surgeon. So, he is he is becoming old and he is thinking why people are suffering, what is the reason for suffering. So, he is thinking all these things. This suffering seems to be so cruel prevalent. It means in the world the suffering is common. Each and everyone is suffering for something. So, this is common. He is finding the reason why certain things are happening throughout the world. Do you know that of the 125 million children born this year? So, at the particular year, how many children are born? 125 million children are born. 12 millions are unlikely to reach the age of 1 and another 6 million will die before the age of 5. So, 12 million people they are died before they are reaching the age of 1. Another 6 million people what they did before reaching the age of 5, they passed away from the world. And the rest of many will end up as mental and physical cripples. Cripples means the disability, they are suffering because of the disability. So, see 125 millions are born in a year and 12 million people are 12 million children are dying before attaining the age of 1, remaining 6 million they are dying before attaining the age of 5. Remaining millions are still suffering with the physical and mental disabilities. He is finding the reason why these things are happening throughout the world. See, the second point he is mentioning, my gloomy thoughts probably stem from an accident. So, gloomy means it is a sad, it is a confusable condition. My gloomy thoughts probably stemmed from an accident. So, this thoughts had stemmed means it is come out from the, stemmed means growing, they come out from that accident. I have a few years ago what happened, one minute I was crossing the street with my wife after a lovely meal together, and the next minute a car had hit me and knocked me into my wife. She was thrown into the another lawn and struck by the car coming from the opposite direction. So, what happened, that is that incident give him a great change. The reason what happened, 1 minute I was crossing the street, 1 minute he was crossing the street after having a beautiful meal, it means lovely meal, lovely means here not lovely means beautiful, lovely means tasty meal. After having the tasty meal, while crossing the road from here to there, what happened? The next minute a car had hit him, hit me means it hit the bonnet, and what happened? He knocked me into my wife. So, he fall on his wife. She was thrown into the another lawn. What happened? The doctor fell on his wife and she was thrown to the another lawn. Lawn means the road. So, she was fell on the another lawn, and what happened? The car which come in the opposite direction, she struck her. The third point, during the next few days in the hospital, I experienced not only agony and fear but also angry. So, the next few days, within few days, what he is thinking, he is experiencing the agony means the mentally and physically he was suffering, and fear is there, and also he was angry. Why? I could not understand why my wife and I have to suffer. We don't know, we can't able to understand the reason why he and his wife is suffering. And I have 11 broken ribs and the profligated lungs. My wife had badly fractured shoulder. Over and over I asked myself, why should this happen to us? So, what happened? His lungs is damaged and as well as his rib cage, you know, the 11 bones in the rib cage was broken, and his wife or badly have a fraction in her shoulder. So, he is thinking again and again why these things are happened to him and his wife. There were the patients waiting for me to operate on them. My wife had a young baby who needed her care. So, they both are very responsible. This person, the man who had got accident, he is a doctor. So many patients are waiting for his treatment. In the same time, the wife have a young one. The daughter is waiting for the care of her mother. So, these two peoples are more responsible person. So, the first point, he is thinking about why there is a suffering commonly in the world, and he is also worried about the 125 million people are children are born in that particular year, and 12 million children are dying before reaching the age of 1. The remaining 6 are dying before attaining the age of 5, and remaining few people are suffering from the disabilities. He is asking the reason. And the next thing, he is describing about the accident which he met with his wife and himself. in the road, and the second one he is worrying about why these two people has to suffer, because these two are responsible person, they have their own responsibility, even though they are bedridden, he is on his bed, he is feeling, he is recalling his mind and he is questioning among himself. My father had still been alive, would have said, my son, it's God's will. That's the way God tests you. Suffering ennobles you, makes you a better person. He is telling, if my father had he still been alive, it means இப்போ அவங்க அப்பா உயிரோட இருந்தார். At present, if his father was alive, what he may say is, he is thinking, his father will say that it's a God will. இதெல்லாம் விதி, கடவுளோட விதி. That's the way God tests you. This is the way how God is testing your strength. It might be said by his father if he was alive, but at present he was not alive. That you have to understand. Suffering ennobles you. This all the sufferings makes you more strength, and which makes you noble, makes you better person. This sufferings makes you a better person. This advice might be given by his father if he may alive, but he is not alive now. The fifth point, but as a doctor I see nothing noble in the patient rustling around in the sweat soaked bed, mind clouded in agony, nor can I see any nobility in the crying of a lonely child in the ward at night. So here this doctor, what he as a doctor, he is thinking, what is that to get the noble of crushing, means simply he is rotating here and there on the bed, and how he had described the bed, sweat soaked bed, because we are lying on the bed throughout the day. What happened, all the sweats will soak the bed, so the bed was filled with sweat. So the mind clouded in agony, the mind is clouded with agony, means it's the mind is thinking about the suffering, it's experiencing the pain. So nor I can see, he is not seeing any nobility in crying alone children at the night yard. So in the night, what is the nobility? It makes the child to get matured, nothing will be there. How the child will become a better person by crying alone in the night ward? So nothing is there. So as a doctor, he is thinking what his father said is not related to this present situation. Sixth point, in those days they did not have a sophisticated heart surgery. I have always found that the suffering of the children particularly heartbreaking, especially because of their total trust in the doctor and the nurses. They believe you are going to help them. If you can't, they accept their fate. They go through multilateral surgery, and afterwards they do not complain. So he have in the olden days, what in those days, it means it represents the olden days, that is not sophisticated, means there is no new advanced, well advanced technology, surgery, heart surgeon were not there. But what happened, the people, they have a belief on the doctor and the nurse, they are believing that anyhow they will save the life of the child. So they are giving the responsibility, they are giving the life of the child in the hands of the doctors and the nurse. If it is not possible in some cases, what will do? They will think that this is a fate, the vidhi, that's all. This is a thing that it's supposed to happen. They think they put the name on the God, and simply they will go without complaining anything. So the first, what he is thinking, his father is alive, he says it's all the God will, and he is, the sixth point, he is refusing that what is the nobility is going to make by the children is crying in the ward in the night, that does not create any perfection in the child. So the sixth point, what he is thinking, even though in those days there is no advanced technology is there in the heart surgeon, even though the people believe the doctor and the nurse. If it is the operation is failed, they never believe any doctor, simply they will go for the another treatment without complaining anything. One morning several years ago, I witnessed what I can a grand pic of the Cape Town Red Cross Hospital, Children's Hospital. It's opened my eyes to the fact that I was missing something in all my thinking about suffering. Sometimes the basic what is full of solace for me. So this makes him relax. One thing is making him relax. What is that? Several years ago, one morning, what he had witnessed, it means he is seeing the Grand Prix. Grand Prix is nothing, it is a grand car race, that is called Grand Prix. If it is held in Australia, we will call that as Australian Grand Prix. If it is held in Italy, we will call it as a Italian Grand Prix. Grand Prix is nothing, it is a car race. So, he have this car race is where this Grand Prix had happened. It is happened in the place of Cape Town Red Cross Children Hospital. So, it is happened in the Cape Town Red Cross Children Hospital. What it might be? Let us see. What is the Grand Prix he had seen? What makes him to relax? What happened there that morning was the nurse had left a breakfast trolley unattended, and very soon this trolley was commanded by the intrepid crew of two, the driver and the mechanic. So, one morning what happened, there is a trolley of food they had in the hospital. We can see that they will keep a separate plates, tumblers and foods, buns, milk, what are the medicines, what are the things they have to supply to the patients, they used to keep there. So, what happened, one nurse had left the trolley unattended, means without taking care of that, she had left the trolley there then and there itself. It was driven by two crew means a member, we will use the crew of people in a ship, means the member of people, those who are travelling in a ship. So, one is a driver and the another one is a mechanic. What they did, let us see. The mechanic provided the motor power by galloping along behind the trolley with his head down, while the driver seated on the mover desk held on one hand and the steerer by grabbing his foot on the floor. The choice of the role was easily because the mechanic was totally blind, the driver had only one arm. So, what happened? This two had started. The mechanic provide the motor power by galloping along behind the trolley with the head downward while the driver seated. So, the mechanic is pushing, gearing the trolley. See in the picture they had mentioned you. See the driver is sitting there and he is making giving the force by his foot on the floor by scraping the floor. Both they had chosen the part. The mechanic is totally blind and the driver have only one arm. The boy who is pushing the trolley, he has only one arm. The boy who is sitting on the mover, that is a he was blind. So, the ninth point, let us see. They put on the quite a show that day. So, on the day they had shown a show, judging by the laughter and shouting of encouragement from the rest of the patient, it was much better entertainment than anything anyone put on the Indianapolis 500 car race. So, that makes how it is a very great grand Prix, like a 500 cars are running in the same race. In such a way they had shown a show. What is that? Let us see. There was a grand finale of scattered plates and the silverwares before the nurse and ward nurse caught up with them and scolded them and put them back to the bed. So, what happened? There is a grand finale happened. How? All the plates which is kept on the trolley and the silverwares, what are things they kept on it, all scattered on the ward. So, what happened? The nurse and the ward nurse, they both caught them and they put it back to the scolding and put it back them to the bed. So, see how naughty they are, even though they are not worrying about the disabled what they have, they are started to live with their disability. This way we need to be. So, we also always have a positive attitude. See, the 10th point, let me tell you about these two. Now, the author is telling about the two boys, the mechanic and the driver. The mechanic was of all 7 years old. What is the age? The mechanic age is 7 years. One night when his mother and father were drunk, his mother had thrown the lantern on his father, missed and the lantern broke over the child's head and the shoulder. He suffered severely 3rd degree burn on the upper part of his body, lost both of his eyes. At the time of the Grand Prix, he was walking horror with a disfigured face and long swaths of skin hanging from his neck, side of his neck to his body. So, what is the incident that happened to him? Both the parents, father and mother, they had drank and they fought with each other. So, the mother had thrown the lantern means spirit lamp. So, she had thrown it. What happened? It fall on his head and it's burned his totally neck and the shoulder. So, what happened? Now, it was 3rd degree burn. It means we can't able to tolerate such a pain. That is a 3rd degree burn. So, now after this grand finale, after this scattering of this plate and the silverwares, he is walking like disfigured. It means all the skin in his neck is hanging like through his shoulder, that is a disfigure. Here we have a tight hold of the neck, no, that is not like that. It will, if it burn, what happened? The nerves, the skin all will hang like something. As the wound healed around his neck, even his wound was healed, it's get all right. His lower jaw become gripped in the mass of the fibrous tissue. Have you seen fibrous tissue? It's like this. It will hang like this. That is called fibrous root. So, all his muscles and the veins are hanging like a fibrous tissue. The only way this little boy could open his mouth was to raise his head. When he raises his head, then only his mouth will get open. It won't open automatically because these all things were burned and joined. So, he can't able to open his mouth automatically. When I stopped by to see him after the race, he said, you know, we won, and he was laughing. By seeing the doctor, he had said we had won the match. So, he is by laughing, he returned to the bed. The trolley driver, I know better, a few years early, I had successfully closed the hole in his heart. As I said, he was a cardiac surgeon, so he knows that boy few years before there is a hole in his heart, it was closed by the Dr. Bennett. He had returned to the hospital because he has a Magellan tumor of his bone. In his bone, he have a tumor. Tumor means a cyst, a katti. A few days before a race, before the race, his shoulder and the arms were amputated. It means it is operated and cut. It's operated. There was a little hope of his recovery. There is only little hope. Whether he will die or live, there is the possibilities of living is very less. Even though after the Grand Prix, he proudly informed me that the trolley wheel was not properly oiled, but he was a good driver and he had the full confidence in his mechanics. So, this boy mechanic who has suffered from the tumor and he have only very less possibilities of living in the world. So, he is telling the reason why he had scattered all the plates because the wheel of the trolley was not oiled properly. He is good in his work, he said. And this shows the confidence how much he has in his life. Suddenly, I realized that these two children have given me a profound lesson in getting on his business with the business of living, because the business of living is a joy in a real sense of the word, not just something for pleasure, amusement, recreation. The business of living is the celebration of being alive. So, suddenly this incident, the confidence among these two boys create a great change in the life of the doctor. He is thinking, he got a lesson, a very great lesson. Profound means a very great lesson is getting on with the business of living. We are living. This business of living means not something different. We are living because the business of living is a joy. The way we are living, even we are living itself, it's a very joy. If we die means there is no one to enjoy. Even we are living, we are alive. We have to think we are alive. This has to provide us the happiness. So, the real sense of the word, not just for the pleasure. We should not live only for the pleasure, amusement, recreation. We should not live only for the happiness. The business of living is a celebration of being alive. Even we are living, no, we are alive, no, that makes us to celebrate. Celebrate means we are enjoying, we have to enjoy that we are alive. 13 point, this is the last point what he had mentioned. I have been looking at suffering from the wrong end. The author had thought what is suffering from the wrong. He had determined what is suffering is a wrong side. You don't become a better person because you are suffering. You can't able to become a better person only because of your suffering, but you can become a better person because you have experienced suffering. If we have experience of suffering, even we can think whatever may be, we can take it easily. If we had not experienced the suffering, we can't say that we are a perfect person. So, making you a perfect person, you should have some experience of suffering. We can't appreciate the light if we haven't know the darkness. If we don't know the darkness, we won't enjoy what is light. We don't know the value of light if we had not suffered with the darkness. Nor we can appreciate the warmth if we have never suffered cold. If we had not suffered with the cold, we never say the warmth is good. These children showed me that it's not what we have lost that important, what is important is what we have left. So, we should not, we always used to worry about what we had lost, we had lost this, what we had lost that, simply we will complain, but we are never become happy of what the thing which we had left over, which is there, which is remaining. So, we people always have a positive attitude, we never bother about the thing which we had left, we have to think what we are going to do with the things which is available with us. Thank you, students. So, you have to go through the story and write the summary of this celebration of, in celebration of being alive. Thank you.